Hello, my name is Abby Vasquez. I hear you have a new student in your classroom who is deaf or hard of hearing. That's so exciting, and I know it can be a little daunting. And so I heard you wanted to find some information on how you can go ahead and support or accommodate your new student into the classroom so that they're getting the best learning experience possible. And I'm here to help you out, here to provide some tips, guide some ways we can do that in the classroom so that your child gets all settled in that classroom. And so I'm going to go ahead and start. We're going to look at the first little tip or accommodation I have, and that's going to be the area that the child sits in your classroom. This one's an easy one we can do. We want the child to maybe sit closer in the front. Yeah, it may be hard for sound to travel all the way to the back clearly. And so sitting them in the front is a great idea, away from the door, maybe away from any sort of loud noises like, a pencil sharpener, things like that, keeping them further from that so there's no distractions, nothing that can impede their hearing. And so when they're sitting in the front, in clear view of you, they have access to your lip reading. They can probably hear a little bit more clearly. And so that's one great way that we can go ahead and start accommodating and getting them all set. And another thing we can do is by providing a peer note taker. This is a child that's in the same class as the child that's deaf or hard of hearing. This peer note taker will just take down notes while you are presenting your topic in class, anything important they feel, just taking notes the way they normally would. This can be a great help to the child who is deaf and hard of hearing so that they don't feel as nervous when they're sitting in class trying to get everything, getting lost. They can focus on what's being said and be present in the moment. And if they miss something, the peer note taker can go ahead and jot that down. Hopefully they can compare and look at what the peer mentor has written down in their notes, and the child who is deaf or hard of hearing can take those notes and be able to learn exactly what you're teaching about. And so, yeah, that is a great way that the students can help, yeah, so that's another way. And lastly, I want to talk about the way that direction is given. So when giving directions, it's great to have many different inputs, and so you can give directions orally, and then after doing that, after presenting what's next for the class, what's to do on the assignment list, writing on that on the board can be a great help, just so that the child who is deaf or hard of hearing can go ahead and refer back to that, look at it and not have to worry, oh no, I didn't catch what she said, or what's the next step on this assignment? I can't remember what this teacher may have said. And so that's a great help, is saying it orally and then providing a second stimulus of like another way of having the information and putting it on the board. Another way too is when you may be handing out worksheets, having the directions written on the top of the worksheets, just so that the child has it there on their paper, all set to go. This is a great way to help them just have different ways of understanding the information you're putting out there. And also when directions, maybe just outlining the day for them on the board, or a little sheet for them. Just letting them know, hey, this is the way the day is going to go about. This is kind of giving them direction about how the day is going to go. So by giving them this outline, you're just letting them know, hey, these are the things that are going on, just so that they're prepared, they know what's coming next. And yeah, so these are just great ways to prepare the child, make sure they're all set for assignments and things like that. And yeah, so the three things I suggest right now are seating the child in the front of the classroom, providing a peer note taker, and providing directions orally and written. These are great ways to help this child who's deaf of hard of hearing, and we really appreciate you trying and reaching out on how to help this child accommodate and regulate to the class. Thanks. I got all of my information from the accommodations PDF.